Good morning, friends. Let us start session 4 on media strategies. Let me introduce you to the topic. Friends, every work to be done needs a plan of action so that the work is done in a desired and correct manner. Media strategy plays a very important role in advertising. The role of media strategy is to find out the right path to transfer or say deliver the message to the targeted customers. How many people see or hear or read all the advertisements or promotional offers and buy the product or service? The basic intention of media strategy is not only procuring customers for their product, but also placing a right message to the right people on the right time, and of course that the message should be persuasive and relevant. So, here the planners of the organization decide the media strategy to be used, but keeping the budget always in mind. In this session, we will be talking about various media strategies, and in continuation to that, we will discuss media mix in advertising, media buying, and lastly, media evaluation. Let me start with the basics of media strategy. The media strategy process has 3 W to be decided. They are where to advertise, when to advertise, what media type to use, where is the place for showing or delivering advertisement. In short, it means the geographical area from where it should be visible to the customers who use or are most likely to use the product or services offered. The place does not mean only TV or radio, but it can also be newspapers, blogs, sponsorships, hoardings on roads, ads in the movie break in theatres, etc. The area varies from place to place, like it can be on national basis, state basis, and for local brands it can be on city basis. When is the timing to show or run an advertisement is very important point. For example, you cannot show a raincoat ad in the winter season, but you need to telecast ad as soon as the summer season is coming to an end and rainy season is just about to begin. The ad should be delivered with perfect timing when most customers are likely to buy the product. The planners need to plan it keeping the budget in mind, as the maximum of 20% of revenues of the company can be used in the advertisement section. Different products have different time length for advertisements. Some products needs year-long ads as they have nothing to do with the seasonal variations. For example, small things like biscuits, soaps, pens, etc. And big services like vehicle, insurance, refrigerators, they are some of the products that need 3 or 4 months. For example, umbrellas, cold creams, etc. So, the planners have to plan the budget according to the time length so that there is no short of money at any time in this process. What type of media is to be used for delivering the message is again a very important. Friends, basically there are 2 media approaches to choose from. One is media concentration approach and the second is media dispersion approach. Let us understand one after the other. In media concentration approach, the number of categories of media is less. The money spent on concentrating on only few media types, say 2 or 3. This approach is generally used for those companies who are not very confident and have to share the place with the other competitors. They don't want anyone to get confused with their brand name, or this is the safest approach as the message reaches the target consumers. In media dispersion approach, there are two number of categories of media used to advertise. This approach is considered and practiced by many. Only those people who know that a single or two types of media will not reach their target. They place their product ads in many categories like TV, radio, internet, distributing pamphlets, sending messages to mobiles, etc. Selection of media category is also very important. Whichever category is selected by the planners of the organization, they should be selected a proper media to convey their message. If the product is for a large amount of customers, then a mass media option can be selected like TV, radio or newspaper. The best examples for this type are detergent ads, children health drinks and major regularly used products such as soap, shampoo, toothpaste, etc. Friends, if the planners want to change the mind of the people doing window shopping or just doing shopping for the sake of name, then point of purchase type can be opted by the company. This helps the company to explain their point to the buyers and convince the buyers to go for their product. If the planners want to sell their product on one-to-one basis, then the third option is direct response type. Here, the company people directly contact the customers via emails, text messages, phone calls or meeting for giving demos. The best example of this type of media is the life cell called blood banking. They go for their customers, they explain them what it is all about and try to convince them. Thus, this process of media strategy plays very important and vital role in the field of advertising. Now, let us look into media mix marketing strategy for the 21st century. Friends, marketing has undergone many changes over the past few decades. As the internet has grown, the ability of marketers to increasingly capture and analyze the patterns of the customer behavior has brought new insights to the way people consume products and services both in store and online. The availability of these new data points has changed the way businesses both plan and execute their market strategies. The ability to dynamically deliver optimized cross-channel content to users based on a unified profile allows for the new strategies to be used. An outdated approach, a typical marketing style consists of two main phases, a planning phase and an execution phase. During the planning phase, the marketing team decides both the financial and creative components for the following period, which may be any length of time, such as year-long or quarter-long. The financial component consists of determining what resources the department will need to execute the marketing plan. Meanwhile, the creative component includes identifying the content, audience segments, channels and time frame for the plan. Finally, the execution phase involves implementing the marketing plan as close to schedule and budget as possible. This includes adjusting content, plans and budgets as situations arise or markets change during the time period. Friends, unfortunately, this approach has become outdated in today's world of highly varied, high volume traffic that floods the online world. Real-time marketing plans must be able to react quickly to the changing market needs, and media mix planning brings a new approach to marketing that aims to meet that need. Now let us understand media mix planning. Media mix planning helps to determine the right budget mix to maximize the effectiveness of a marketing program. There are two main approaches to media mix marketing: top-down and bottom-up. The top-down approach involves looking at high-level spend and historical revenue data to predict how your plan will perform moving forward. This type of approach is considered easier to execute than the bottom-up approach. Why? Because it looks at higher level, concrete data as a basis for its predictions. Friends, the bottom-up approach is considered to be more performing as it provides both high-level and more detailed insights into strategy. However, it is more difficult to execute this approach based on its inputs. The bottom-up approach looks at more granular cookie, user and creative level data points for its predictions. These data points are difficult to capture and correlate, especially in offline scenarios. It is also difficult to connect economic data with the bottom-up approach, making it challenging to accurately assess the potential ROI for your program. Whatever the approach, media mix marketing improves both phases of the typical marketing cycle by increasing the accuracy of ROI, that is return on investment predictions based on the past performances. In turn, this will promote better forecasting and budgeting. Friends, it also improves the execution phase by enabling real-time insights into the changing market behaviors and providing solutions to capitalize on trends. One of the major components of media mix planning is the ad stack. The figure here shows unified planning and execution of marketing requires an ad stack. Various marketing efforts and their outcomes are captured by the analytics framework. This is fed into a modeling engine that returns the media mix and fighting plan. A bottom-up framework also returns a marketing plan at a cookie or audience level. This is then fed into the execution engine comprised of a data management platform and the media buying engine. Understanding the advantages of an ad stack is also very important. So let us understand those advantages. Friends, the ad stack consists of a mixture of creative designed to be executed across multiple channels and to capture important real-time analytics on the behavior of the people interacting with it. It allows a multitude of content to be managed in a single space, from online e-commerce to mobile sites and apps, across your social outlets and even through specialty devices such as in-store kiosks. All of these channels can be served from the ad stack, and the resulting data points can be correlated to provide unique insight into the market. Friends, the ad stack allows these data points to be captured in real time, which enables faster response times when changing content within a marketing program. A faster reaction to changing markets equals greater conversions on campaigns that historically had the potential to waste large amounts of company resources and result into negative brand impact. If the real-time markets need real-time analytics, then the real-time analyzation capabilities of the ad stack allow media mix planning to meet that need. Finally, the ad stack promotes intercompany synergies by helping employees achieve a better understanding of the sales process. More accurate predictions improve financial resource needs, shocks to inventory and shipping. And most importantly, they better prepare sales for the industries and audiences they are pursuing. The adoption of media mix planning presents a change in a business approach to its marketing. It signals a turn away from the historical two-phase planning approach of the past in favor of a more dynamic way of meeting the shifting needs of the market in the future. This approach minimizes the impact of purely hypothesis-driven marketing, while it permits more insight through a trial and adjust approach, one that captures millions of data points and automatically adjusts the customer experience based on real-time trends. Friends, the opportunities for ROI, that is return on investment, afforded by automated machine learnings are too great to ignore, and the combination of a media mix planning approach and the capabilities afforded by a well-designed ad stack can bring your marketing program into the 21st century. Now let us look into how media buying and how it works. If a great commercial or advertisement appears on the air and no one is there to see it or hear it, does it make a sense? We don't think so. Advertising takes more than making an awesome commercial. That is, though your commercial should certainly be awesome, but advertising, of course, is making an awesome commercial. Someone has to see the commercial, and not just anyone your target audience. That's why effective media buying is so important. In this session, we will take you through the ins and outs of media buying and share some tips on how to do it right. Friends, media buying differs from earned or owned media. It falls into the paid media category and plays an important and essential role in marketing. Media buying is the acquisition of media real estate for the most advantageous spaces and time slots. Purchasable media options span from newspaper ads to prime time TV slots to online banner ads. There are three integral aspects of media buying process. The first important is networking. Media purchasers must be able to develop and nurture relationships with important channel owners. Airtime is not unlimited, and in order to get the optimal spaces, it is important to know the right people. Second is investigation. Find the latest, greatest and the most appropriate venues for distribution. Keeping up on the media trends is an essential task when it comes to media buying. The evolution of the communications business must be understood. Purchasers must be open on the top of new platforms and their target markets and be able to translate that into beneficial climate recommendations. The third is negotiation. Media buyers should not only be able to negotiate fair prices for the media slots, but also find deals or extras to profit clients. The first step in media buying is distinguishing when and where ad should appear. Keep budget in mind. That is also very important. If you have a hefty advertising budget network, television might be the best choice for you. Identify the demographic that you are trying to reach and choose a channel and time slot that is frequently accessed by your target audience. If you are running a small business, it may be more beneficial to invest in local newspapers, magazines, and television stations. Friends, after the appropriate channel for your ad has been chosen, the media buyer reaches out to the company that owns the slot to ensure that the ad can be aired on that venue, as well as negotiate a price that ensures the best possible deal for the client. Finding the appropriate venues for your media ads is not an easy task. That's why hiring an experienced agency that already has a developed network and industry know-how is often the best option. On the other hand, if your budget is not large enough to hire the right people, begin by doing your media research. After you get to know the industry a bit, grow your personal network, build a contact database, and start reaching out to the appropriate media venues. Remember, the key to great marketing is great exposure, and unseen advertisement is an investment with no chance for return. Now let us see media evaluation. So, once the message was picked up by the press, but was it the right sort of press coverage? Did it reach to the right people? Was the PR campaign a success? And how will the results of this campaign affect future planning? Using a number of media evaluation techniques, we should measure the effectiveness of media relations and present the results in an easy to read report. Friends, your report will have details of the publication's date, audited circulation, and other relevant data. Electronic delivery of your media evaluation is also very important. Let us now try to provide access to your media evaluation and media clippings online with email alerts via your BlackBerry or other smartphones. You can try through electronic delivery service that whatever is work for you. Now let us look into what media can we evaluate. Print media evaluation, including national, consumer, regional, trade and specialist publications, is also very important to evaluate. Broadcast media, that is TV and radio, and websites and blogs are also important. So, how do we measure the effectiveness of media relations? Friends, the most effective media evaluation combines both qualitative and quantitative analysis. Qualitative media evaluation considers points like tonal bias. That means, does the article have a positive, neutral or negative slant? Second is tone of the media. That is an analysis tool that accurately reflects the mood of the press. Next is target publication tracking. That is the coverage in the target publications. Next is core message tracking. That is what publications are picking up on your core message. You also need to look into press release tracking. That is how much of your press release has been published verbatim. Next is sector analysis. That is measuring your industry sector's media coverage as a whole. Next is competitor analysis. That is who are your competitors and how are they doing. The other important measure is a quantitative media evaluation. The first is advertising cost equivalent value, that is S value. It measures the success of your campaign in advertising. Next is PR value, that is measuring the impact of your campaign in PR. The third is impressions or impacts, that is the number of times a marketing message is seen by the number of people who see it. The next is column centimeter data, that is how many column centimeters editorial piece over. The next is demographics, that is what sort of people would have seen your PR coverage. Next, you have to look into keyword tracking, that is how many times your company name, product name or core message appears. Next is media breakdown, that is what publications your message appears in. Friends, can you tell me what is the difference between the qualitative and quantitative analysis? Let me tell you. Qualitative analysis is collecting and analyzing the data regarding what people do, say and think about your product or service. For example, are they positive or negative about your product? Whereas quantitative analysis refers to the actual measurements. For example, how many times was your company mentioned? How many column CMS did you get? How many people in your target market read the article? And so on. Friends, using S for media evaluation is very important. We have seen already that the term S, that is advertising cost equivalent, has become generically linked to pay-per-click and encompasses all the media evaluation tools we use to measure PR in qualitative and quantitative terms. S enables you to measure the success of your campaign in return on investment terms. It decides if your budget or PR budget is delivering value for your money. See if your PR campaign is more or less successful than last time. S is a precise calculation of the value of your editorial coverage had it appeared as paid for advertising. Friends, each press cutting is analyzed individually and the precise area of your editorial is measured and entered into pay-per-click software. This will also include other relevant information such as headlines and graphics. The S value of your editorial is then calculated. Let's understand broadcast media evaluation. Broadcast media is analyzed in the same way, either using recorded media or transcripts. The difference between the PR and advertising is that advertising spots generally run for 30 seconds, whereas a PR spot can run for considerably longer. S analysis is therefore based on the 30-second rates, taking into account time of day and calculated pro rata to the length of your broadcast. What is new media evaluation? Let us understand that. New media evaluation is one of the pioneers of website and blog monitoring. With an ever-growing list of media areas where coverage can be published, it is important to understand the necessity to track every piece possible. The other important is competitor media evaluation. It evaluates the media coverage of the competitors are receiving and present this information in easy to read reports. Categorizing and editing is also one of the very important part of this session. Friends, When press clippings go for categorizing and editing, they are always sorted by date order unless it is asked otherwise. For example, press clippings can be sorted into specialist categories, subcategories, media type or publication. Then it can be cropped and edited, highlighted and underlined on both original and copy sets. Now let us summarize whatever we have seen. We have seen that a media strategy is a plan of action that helps businesses reach their target audience, and by reaching their target audience, they improve their overall conversion rate. When trying to capture the attention of a niche market, it is very important to know the exact demographic and what will get their attention in the most effective way. In this session, we discussed various media strategies wherein we started with its basic understanding of 3W, that is where, when and what, along with the selection of media category. Next, we studied the media mix, especially in the context with outdated approach and today's 21st century's approach. We have also talked about media mix planning and increased use of abstract as a tool of media mix today. The next component of today's session was media buying. And we have seen that there are three important aspects of media buying process: networking, negotiation and investigation. Lastly, we talked about the media evaluation. Here, we have seen that the qualitative media evaluation and quantitative media evaluation are very important points. We have also seen the difference between the two. Using S for media evaluation is what we ended our session with. Friends, I hope it would have helped you in understanding advertising in a better way. Thank you very much.